Good morning, coffee. Cheers. I gotta get a migration running for work here on the side, but we'll get started here in a bit. Going with your desktop environment. What are you switching up? Just trying out some wild stuff on my hyperland with someone's dot files. I don't even know what a hyperland is. Okay, so we got our token. And we're gonna vim in here. .env. Hyperland is a desktop environment. It's very nice. Great international tiling. Nice. You what, Tim T? You had a dot files weekend too. Chat. I gotta step away to take care of starting a migration for work. I will be right back in like 4 or 5 minutes here. I just need to go. I don't have enough space to sit here on a second laptop and get this done. So I will be right back once I get this running. Okay, we're back. I just gotta get this started now. And we jump over here. And we yoink this code. We go into a node terminal. And we say, paste that. We say start. All right, we should be good on that front. Get my monitoring up. We need this to refresh. Why does AWS's dashboard it's the absolute worst UI of all time? All right, that should be running good. We should have an hour until I have to refresh my auth token. Thank you about the McLaren hoodie. They did quite well this weekend, and I'm pretty happy about that. I wish Oscar would have got on the podium, but you know, I'll take a Lando podium any day. All right, y'all, we ready to do some Gleam? See how far we can get this morning here. I have monitoring up rather than like doing anything else. We're doing a big migration at work, and I'm on the East Coast, and most of my team is in different time zones, and I get up pretty early, so we get like a nice little head start on migrating data during the days. Okay, so I have to remember where we left off last time because I cannot remember for the life of me. Looks like we have some errors over here. Are we even building right now is a good question. We are building. I'm gonna have to grab another OAuth token here in a minute. All right, if I look at our log here, git log, let's just say 5. API request response with API Gleam. So that seems to me, let's close this. Where are our warnings in here? Oh, start here. Ha! So we're turning a response. Oh, we're wrapping a response. Okay. We're wrapping a response with our custom response type. So if we get a response greater than 300, nice. I just got my seeds this past weekend. I'm probably gonna plant them after work. And we want to return give it a random error, the status, and that for now. And then we need the next case, which is response. What is the response data type like? I need to pull up Slack on this window. So let's go to the docs again. So Gleam, HTTP, then smoke this to the right. And one thing I forgot to do over here is turn on amphetamine. Oops. So here we just return a Twitch API response with the body in it. We don't even need this. There we go. Thank you for the follow, NM Plool. Super appreciate you. Let me put a tweet out quick. How do you like Gleam? I like Gleam a lot. There's some things that I wish were a little bit different, but it's pretty close to being like my ideal language. I wish I had a native compilation story. So stuff like DevTools and CLI stuff, I either have to target Node.js as a runtime or like Bun or Deno or whatever, or I mean Erlang just doesn't have a good CLI story, so that rules that out. But beyond that, it feels pretty good. I would like at some point if they could come up with a simple form of like meta programming, especially for like serialization and deserialization. Like even if it was just scoped to that, I'd be pretty happy. But like for the most part, it like syntactically and design of the language and library, like it's very, very close to what I would consider like my ideal kind of language. All right, so metaprogramming is like macros. So what would be the best way to... Okay, so in a lot of languages, they use metaprogramming for JSON serialization and deserialization. So let's say I have this like user object right here, right? I'm gonna get this user object from Twitch's API, right? And it's gonna come across the wire as like JSON. So it's gonna have like, you know, like ID, you know, just a giant structure, right, of JSON. So at runtime, we have to turn this into like from just JSON or a string into like data that represents this user type in code. So the way we do that in Gleam is we write these decoders by hand. In a lot of languages, you'll see things like in Rust, you'll have like deriving Serde or something like that, right? And when you see these annotations or features like this, what happens is at compile time, when you build your program, the compiler will see this annotation and it will basically generate code for you. So if we had something like this like annotation could tell the compiler at compile time to generate this code. So we wouldn't have to do it by hand. That's metaprogramming, like in its simplest form. Hopefully that makes sense. Brazil mentioned? What? But sure, go Brazil. Brazil has one of the greatest F1 tracks of all time. So I'll give Brazil that. Okay, so if a protocol has a default implementation, some struct and Lindsay's protocol, it is also considered metaprogramming. I would, if I had to put like a simple definition on it, I would say metaprogramming is code that is generated at compile time. Like, and generally, in most languages, you're marking like structs and stuff, or like maybe I want like a, pretty print, right? Or in like, and maybe that generates a function called like user.pp, and then I can pass in like a user and it'll print it out nice. Stuff like that. Right, I wanted to tweet. Working on a Twitch comment. Come on in. Coffees. Brewing. The vibes are friendly. All right. I don't know what BBLs are. We need to oh right, we were getting an error message. All right, I need to get OAuth tokens here. So give me 1 second, chat. I might have to blur my screen. Let me look at what's in our main. Yeah. If I do that, comment that out, and we do... Actually, if I do Gleam run right now, we might be okay. Let me blur my screen just in case. Brazilian butt lift. What up, Analyze Code? I have no opinion on the topic. Ah, right. Okay, this can be unblurred. And let's keep this up. So let's run our little node server. And we'll say nix run nix packages bun, and then it'll be OAuth slash index. Yeah. And we can go grab our URL right here. Yoink that, and we're gonna come over here. Another way to frame it is if regular programming is writing code by hand, metaprogramming is writing code that writes code. That's the best way to put it, Tim T. That that captures the meta. The hell? Is Nick's just like dying on me right here? Alright, we'll just kill that terminal, I guess. Nick's shell. That's missing a comma. Oh my god. Nix is crapping the bed on me. That needs a comma. What is happening? I can't remember the error structure that Twitch responds with. So if we go look at the Twitch API docs, does this give us anything about errors? Reference. Here we go. Do we think this is the actual error? I kind of am, yeah, this is only the pub sub error. Twitch. Maybe we can go look at, what is it, Twerple? Is that the node client? Yeah. Let's see if we can go pick out if they modeled the error type in TypeScript, and we can copy the type errors. Here we go. That's a config error, stream.live error, client, API client, Helix, 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 Helix. Does this give me a response type in here? Oh, come on. Not only are they not annotating the return type. Oh, no, they are. Here we go. A Helix channel or null. But this can throw. God, this is the problem with TypeScript, is that, like... I want to be able to annotate throws. Throw new error. Hell freezes over. That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty good, chat. Alright, I feel like listening to a different song. I'm gonna go pause this. And we're gonna go listen to Rodeo Ruby Love. And we're gonna listen to this album. How's audio, chat? Everything, my audio levels look good? Yeah, that looks fine. Great. So they're just throwing errors. Do they ever parse the error, though? So am I right in reading this that it looks like this client is just throwing errors in the instances that this must throw. It just must throw the whole way up. Because I'm assuming if this gets a status code higher than 300, it's going to reject. Call Twitch API. That comes from a Torple API call. Index. API call. All right, here we go. So this can reject. My keyboard is a Qcron Key 4. So right here, this can reject. So call Twitch API raw can reject. Handle Twitch API response error. Here we go. Although, does anyone know if fetch rejects? Oh, I don't know. Actually, he has a wrapper around fetch. Cross fetch. So I'm assuming actually fetch might not reject on greater than 300s. So where does this function come from? God, I hate this symbol bar. Helpers transform. Status text. All right, so we do end up throwing, but he ends up wrapping this. Why? Can anyone think about why this would be here? If the body.length, if the response is not JSON and the body.length is greater than 150, we're going to do a slice on the body from 0 to 147 and then do a ... Otherwise, if it's JSON, we just let it go. Anyone have any idea why? I'm going to see if ChatGPT would know. Why is the body of this request error getting truncated if it's not JSON? I don't know. I'm sure there's a good reason for it, but it seems weird to truncate the body if it's not JSON. I should have someone showing up with the dog here shortly. So I'll have to step away for like 2 or 3 minutes to let them in. Make sure that they're just not outside. They are. Okay, actually they're here right now. Good timing. I'll be right back, chat. Coming. Hello, Mark. Hey, man. How you doing? Good, how are you? Have a good one, man. Alright, it's just Mark. All right, it is now a dog party. No, Murph. You relax. All right. Winnie, no barks, honey. Sorry, chat. Hey. Relax. Everyone relax. No, get down. I don't want everyone. I see everyone. Oh gosh, chat, I'm being attacked. Hey. No. Yes, good morning. I see all of you. Yes. Winnie, relax. Relax. Bodhi, get down. Hey, no barks. Winnie. Hey. No. Oh, I'm gonna mute chat while these guys calm down a little bit. Hey. Bodhi, no barks. Stop it. Stop it. No, sir. Relax. Relax. You're a good boy. Murph, what are you doing? Alright, relax. Relax. You're a good boy. Go get your puppy. Where's your puppy? Go find it. Go. Okay. Yeah, you almost just watched me get murdered by golden retrievers on stream. Hey, Bodhi. Hey, dude, you're not the barker normally. Stop. Winnie. Good Lord. This is what happens when I try to take care of 4 dogs without the others. Or without Justine. Okay. So we need to run this. Hopefully that starts our server. There we go. Then we grab this. We yank that. Yoink. I come over here. I dump that there. This is going to give us our code, which I then take over to Yak. And I'm just going to blur my screen for 1 second. I mean, it's true, Nightshade. I would be nothing without Justine. I would be so... I mean, I'm already very unorganized and scatterbrained, but, you know, it'd be even worse. All right, so we got a access token. And let me go update that there. And then over here, I need to go to my environment variables. Yes, I see you, Murphy. Go lay down. No, get back. No, I don't. No. Go lay down. You're fine. No. You're being needy. Lay down. No. Get down. Baby. Chaos, chat. It is chaos here at the Golden Retriever farm. Bro, knock it off. I'm gonna lock you out of the room. I'm gonna lock you out of the room. Murphy, sit. No, I don't. Okay, okay. You guys are ridiculous. All right. Come see me. Yes, yes. Oh, gosh. Oh, Lord. Oh, gosh. Winnie, it's okay. Oh, hush. Oh, hush. Oh, hush. Yes, I see you. All right, Murph. Let's go. Everybody out. Let's go. You guys go do your business and be crazy outside. Go. Whew, okay. Hey, chat. Morning stand-up, yeah. More like morning knockdown. Good Lord. The one, that giant one, that was on top of me, the like golden one that was really large. His name's Murphy. He's not ours. He's one we watch, but he's like 2 years old and he's so derpy. Very excitable as you can tell. But like, he's very much in his. I like to say that Goldens have like 3 stages in their lifespan. The first one is like 0 to 8 months, which is like adorable puppy mixed with puppy blues. And it's just a little fluff ball that's adorable and also breaks you down to your very essence because raising a puppy is very hard and difficult. But it's an adorable golden retriever. And then they turn like 8 months to a year and they enter their velociraptor phase. And in their velociraptor phase, they are a nightmare. They just do the most ridiculous shit. And they chew on shit, and they are wild. And I mean, I still love them. They're still very well behaved and trainable puppies, but man, classic velociraptor phase, yeah. I'm in the middle of raising a puppy. He's 11 months now. Yeah. So you got through the worst of it. Like, if you can get through 8 weeks to 6 months, I think that's the hardest phase, right? Especially if you haven't raised a puppy and you don't already have a dog. Like, the hardest thing for me was like when I got Winnie, which is the tinier, like normal looking golden. I got her at 8 weeks, and just like the lifestyle change, and like that was really hard. Okay, so we should have our token now. So if we do diremb allow, let me. Wow, I almost just unblurred my screen with my tokens on screen. That would have been real dumb. The dev dad, the man, the myth, the legend. Chat, I'm sure all of you are already following the dev dad, but if you're not, please do. He's a legend. Did my shout out not work? There it is. Good morning, chat. We are working on building a Twitch client with Gleam, which, yeah. So if I run this, hopefully this logs a message to chat. Nope. Whoops. We got some errors. How was your stream, DevDad? Vim up here, and now we need to go to source. So our chat message isn't finished being implemented. All right, let's go finish up these error messages. Let's just add to-dos for now in those strings that we're decoding. Right here. So let's add to-do and to-do. Because how do we design this error? We have an error. So maybe we turn this error to dynamic. Let's write a little to-do to remind ourselves of that. Good man, back from the work trip. It feels good to be back in the hot seat. Felt lost without the routine. Dude, I feel that so much. Consider making the error field dynamic. All right, so let's go now fix up. Let's start with chat. And down here, this is going to get. Maybe we have to start at client, actually. I'm trying to remember where we left off last week. Here we go. Send, yeah. I don't think I need this function anymore. Yeah, I don't think I need this. By the way, I've been meaning to ask, is there some kind of streaming in API in Gleam right now? Because I'm trying to write Morse encoders / decoders, and I want it to be somewhat dynamic. When you say streaming, I feel like that's a bit overloaded. I guess I'm trying to think about how I want to ask. What is dynamic about it? Good morning, Wiru. How are you? Oh, there's the sign that I need to refresh my auth token for the work migration. One second, chat. All right, there's the new token. We can yoink you, snag that, and then we come over here and we drop that into the new token. Paste that in. Oh, shit. It's gonna make the noise one more time. I fucked up. All right, we should be good. So after we send the request, oh right, we were working on a API.gleam. This thing is going to do the send. So this is going to do that whole bit. Yeah, okay, now I'm starting to remember where we were at. All right, I'm going to mute this sound for now. All right, so we're going to go to from JSON of HTTP response. Let's annotate this to return a Twitch API response of data. Why doesn't that like that? Oh, there's no arrow key. All right, so over here now, we should be able to take our request. And do something like this, where it's going to be request. I guess this will be map. What is the type now? So where are we transforming this to a response string? All right, let's copy this and get rid of our type annotation and let it infer for a second and see what we're getting. By streaming, I'm thinking of something like go channels rx.js. Okay, so Are you targeting Erlang? Are you targeting Node.js for compiling Gleam? Because if you're targeting Erlang, you have the power of OTP, which is like one of the selling points of Gleam. I would say check out this repo. This is going to teach you a lot about concurrency and OTP. This is amazing walkthrough of like the power of concurrency in Gleam. So we're getting a response string. So what does our request look like? So these are strings. Right, because we must be turning them into JSON. I almost... Where do we want the JSON serialization to happen? Who should be responsible for the JSON serialization? Probably the caller. Now, do we want them to go as far as to turn it into a string? Or do we let the REST client convert the JSON to a string? Because I'm thinking, let's annotate these functions because we whipped these out last time really fast without annotating like anything in this file. So let's add type annotations to make sure it's doing what we expect. This is going to make a new Twitch API request. Because we either do something like, it could be this, or it could be something like this, right? And then nah, we'll leave it as this for now. Because this, we're gonna get rid of this bit. This doesn't need to be here anymore. I've been working on a port of Rust cross terms to OCaml. Feels great to finally be productive in OCaml. Yeah, OCaml, once you get past like that first week hurdle on the syntax, like if you don't go out of your way to use some of the more complex features, it guides you to very simple implementations and abstractions. I feel like functional programming in general does that, but yeah. OCaml is definitely my favorite programming language. OCaml first week is definitely a struggle. I 100% agree, and it's a bummer. Because like, man, like the getting started experience of Gleam is fantastic. And like that's, if OCaml had that, it'd be so much nicer. That keyboard sounds so crispy. Thank you, Luch, and welcome to chat and stream. Okay, so we got that. So of HTTP response should return I mean, I guess that's fine to do this. Because really, this is going to end up being, I think this will end up being a string. I haven't written any functional programming other than JS functional like code until this year. I'm having so much fun, but OCaml's a struggle. Well, that's I think I mean I had that same experience too, right? Like a year ago is when I really started like getting real deep into OCaml, and yeah, just keep going. And that's all you can do, right? Like the best learning happens when you struggle. And I definitely struggled to learn OCaml too. Which if you go back long enough on my VODs to like a year ago, well, I guess back to like August or September of last year when I started streaming, like you can definitely see where I struggled with a bunch of, I mean, I still struggle, especially with like Dune and stuff. But I think challenging yourself to learn a functional programming, especially if you're like a mid-level to senior level dev and you've only worked like maybe with Java and TypeScript and Golang, like stepping outside of your comfort zone and learning to solve problems with a new frame of reference and like in a new paradigm, like I think it is so valuable. I think there's a lot of developers, especially today, that are like in the mid-level to teetering on the senior level that have really only been working like in one tech stack or one language for the majority of their career. And I think that's totally fine. But I think there's a ton of value in stepping outside of what you know and learning new things. What is OCaml used for? OCaml is a general purpose language, so you can really use it for anything. Traditionally, it really shines for writing compilers and parsers. For example, Rust was originally written in OCaml. If you remember Flow, the competitor to TypeScript, Flow was written in OCaml. Yeah. To be fair, if you look at C# with Link, it's not that different. I think that's probably fair. All right, I think we have everything annotated in this file. We still need to come back and take care of this. We need to figure out how to parse errors because the docs don't give us our error type, which is really annoying. Justine must be home. So let's go back to our here. So now when we do our request, we need to, what do we end up with right now? We should have we have an error somewhere. Gleam build in client.gleam. So let's switch this to that. So we're gonna comment this out for now and just put a to-do in here. I really like the to-do and panic keywords in Gleam. That's a nice feature. Great. What up, definitely not Chad? And thank you for the follow there. Oh wow, that went everywhere. So our type's that looks relatively close to what we want. I think we just want a result dot map, and we want to map it to a API response of HTTP response. So did that work? Okay, that looks good. So theoretically, this should be our type, right? And that should type check. Why is that not type checking? Is that not the exact type we were just looking at? Data. All right, so this will be a string instead. There we go. That's what we wanted. Hi, chill stream. Love seeing other people that have wasted too much of their life in NeoVim. I definitely put in a upfront. There was like a weekend back in 2022, like October, November of 2022, where I finally made the jump from VS Code to NeoVim, and I spent like from a Friday night to a Sunday night just like taking TJ's Kickstart thing, figuring out what every single line did, and then mapping it out to like a bigger Vim. Today I saw a nice pattern matching trick where you match with, but then guard it with if. I found down the hole in 2019. Nice. I wish I would have been using NeoVim much sooner. Okay, so this send function looks like exactly like what we want. So we get a request and we return a response and an API error, which is correct. So let's add a to do consider if this should be a request error. Consider the error type. Back type. Okay, and now we can come back over here and we should be able to do this. And instead, this will be a Twitch API response of string. We have to import that. So let's uncomment that. That would be type. Okay, that looks good. That gave us what we wanted. This will be Twitch API. That's good. That should just work. And what are we missing here? What are our diagnostics? There we go. All right, so we have completely abstracted away the HTTP request and response types. I haven't seen any movement on that proposal for quite a long time, John. Like I haven't even read about it since like 2018. TC39 pipeline. What stage are you in? It's in stage 2. I wonder if this does data first or data last. No, 3 means it's accepted. And that the engines and browser teams are implementing it. Hold on, let's take a look at this quick. Oh, we get a new operator there? Or is that saying that's removed? Did they give the... Oh, so you mark where it goes with the % sign. I wonder if you need that, or if it takes a default position. Okay, so this proposal requires the placeholder operator. So yeah, yep, yeah. You would have to curry, I guess. TC39 has rejected F sharp pipes multiple times. No, I don't think F sharp's under TC39. I think they're just saying that they're the proposal is to adopt the same semantics as the F sharp pipe operator, which would be the same, I think, as OCaml's pipe operator as well. So it sounds like F sharp or OCaml style pipe operators are kind of dead in the water because of memory performance concerns from the browser engine teams, which is immediately just like, I mean, it's in stage 2. So what is TC39 stages? I think they just added a new one, right? It's like a stage 2.7. Yeah, random. So stage 2, which is what the hack pipe operator, which is what we were just looking at. The committee has chosen a preferred solution or solution space, but design is a draft and may still change significantly. The committee expects the feature to be developed and eventually included in the standard. But due to reasons that may not be apparent at this stage, the feature may never be included. Oh, fuck. So they're arguing, so you can implement pipes a couple different ways. And that's what this proposal, the meat of this proposal was getting into here, is arguing over the semantics of the pipe. It's not necessarily just syntactic sugar. And it can be syntactic sugar for different things, and that's what they're arguing over. If you turned it into function, or if you treated it like how OCaml or F sharp does it, apparently there's performance problems. I'll be right back. I'm gonna throw my coffee mug on the charger. Okay. They could be in performance heavy. Well, you have to remember that JavaScript's not a compiled language. So the engines, I mean, okay, so technically, under the covers, there's like this, it compiles and interprets basically at the same time. But the compilation overhead of desugaring that must be currently unacceptable. I don't know what the hell just started playing. All right. So let's go back to chat and let's re-implement this. So we're going to say we can uncomment this part. We turn our body to a string, and we're going to let me go grab another soundtrack from my sister here quick. So now we are going to create a new, because our client takes a Twitch API request, so we have to construct a Twitch API request. So if we come in here, we can get rid of these ones. Yoink you, paste that in there. This is going to be a request now. We're probably going to need the result eventually, but we'll say let request. Let's just say request. We'll probably be able to pipe this, but it'll be API request dot new API request. Yeah, okay. Then we're gonna pipe that into API request dot set body, and that'll be body. That's a function call. And then we pipe that into API request dot set path, and the path will be chat/messages, because in our request we should be taking care of I think I want to change this. I think this should probably be Helix. But I can't rename because the LSP doesn't support it. And this is opaque, so it's only in this file. So if we do a %s, see if we can get this right. Isn't that the start of a line? What's the sed syntax or the regex syntax for matching the start of a word? Sed start of word. /b. Is that right? No. I swear it was like that. Sed regex online. Here we go. We'll fuck around in here. Is there cheat codes? Help. Actually, okay, we're just gonna ask ChatGPT. Oh man, I haven't heard this song for so long. Wow. This song is nostalgic for me. My sister made a video of one of our family vacations when we were in college, and this was the video over it. Let's see here. Said match start of word. No. I want to match API request where there is no letter in front of A in API request. Yeah, we'll try matching on white space. That might be enough to get us by. Yeah, that actually looks like it's probably exactly what we want. There we go. Good idea. And then we'll rename, we can delete this function now, and we'll rename this bit to auth API rather than ID. And our constructor will be auth API request. In fact, we can just do auth request. And then the other one will be Helix request. What? This should be new auth request. There we go. I think that's probably pretty good. And this will be Helix. And then this gets /Helix. Yep, okay. That feels better, chat. So then we're going to say, we're going to pipe this into client dot post, or maybe we do, yeah, client dot post. And this takes our client. Oh, this isn't curried, right? We can pipeline this in a second. So let's say this is going to be API rec. And then we'll do use response. This will be result.try, basically the same thing. That's a typo. And then what do we get here? Down to that point. Twitch API response string. And what helpers do we have to map to Okay, so I can't even get a symbol outline on Gleam. So here's a pub function. Okay, right, we need to do this get data bit. So we'll do response, and then we map into API response. And this should be get data. This should be get list data, really. Oh wait, those aren't public functions. Get list data, pub function get, yeah, there we go. Get list data from response. This function does not accept the pipe type. The argument is Twitch API response string, but the function accepts response. That shouldn't be right. Yeah, this is different now. Okay, we have to fix this. What's this upset about? And down here, this is going to take just a normal Twitch API response now, which is going to break this, which I think we can just match, right? And I think we can use the helper functions we already made in this, right? We would just say get list data. Yeah, hell yeah, nice. Okay, so this ends up becoming get list data from the response, which feels like a redundant function. I love you more, 4Wero. I don't think we need these two. These feel pointless. So let's just make these public instead of wrapping them. I don't think they need to be private. Delete some code. We should add the status though to these. And probably the headers, to be honest. So we'll take status, which will be a int, and headers, which will be, we get headers from is the music, are the audio levels okay, chat? Yeah, it's nice. Okay. It's a little loud in my headphones. I'll bump that down. I don't think headers have a type. They do, but it's the type header. This will be yeah, okay, so this is, all right, we have to plan this out a little bit more before we dive into this. Let's go look at the HTTP library again, and this has a header type. which is just a string. Would you say that it's better at the audio level it's at now, or do you think it should go down just a little bit? Oh, I do see it's up a little bit. If we bump it to like... Sorry about the dogs barking. I think Justine just got home. Yep. Justine is home. So the dogs are going to be freaking out. Okay, so we get this pub type header. And hi, Justine.
They got my leg.
Ooh.
That hurts.
Guy's back. Relax, Murph. How's the gym?
Good.
Murph's on crack this morning.
Murph's on crack every morning. Hi, Minnie.
So this is gonna need, what we say? We're gonna take a status of...
Murphy!
That'll be an int. Let's go in alphabetical order, I guess.
Are they eating?
They have not eaten yet.
Look at what is he doing?
I have no idea.
What a weirdo. I know, let's go.
Goldens have the loudest recorded bark of any dog.
They have the loudest what?
Recorded bark of any dog.
Recorded bark. So sorry, chat. Get back!
This will be a list of headers. So yeah, we'll do this.
There's another ball somewhere over here.
Something like this. And now we have the extra information on here, but we have to decode that. They're the pirate software of dogs. What's the best way to grab this?
Come on, Murphy. Leave him alone.
So this will need to be 3.
Do you need and or want a new coffee?
Yes, please. What am I doing wrong here, chat? It's like this isn't enough data. So this, okay, I see what we're saying.
Winnie, where is all of this fluff coming from? Where is all of this fluff coming from, Winnie?
All right, I see what's happening here. So we have this concept where Twitch's API can give back either a structure where it's like just straight up some data, right? Or that's not a good example. Let's say this is a user response. It'd be like ID, and this will be user ID, right? And then we have other fields. And then it can also give back a list response, which is more common. So this would be data, and then this ends up being an array. And this is, even if it's a singular request, so if it's like get user, it will still return a data with a list in it with just like one user in it. So this would be like ID, and then this would be user ID. And I need to figure out when I deserialize this, how to map this, get the status code. So when we call HTTP response, this isn't quite what we want yet. How do I want this to look? There's in statically typed language like this, John, there's no function overloading. Because every single identifier needs a distinct data type for the type system to be as powerful as it is. And functions are just identifiers, right? They're no different than a variable, and they have explicit types. So if you had a bunch of functions that had the same identifier name, the type system couldn't differentiate the type or the one you wanted.
It's real full, so be careful. Also, couple funny things to know. I fell asleep on my phone last night, so your alarm woke me up, and I had 3 minutes to get ready for the gym this morning.
Oh shit.
And
You put your pants on backwards.
my pants have been on backwards for hours.
Nice.
Other thing to note, if you unload the dishwasher, I will go to the grocery store today.
Okay.
Make me a list because I'll go during the day.
All right.
And also clean your part of the room. Oh my God. I'm trying to leave.
They're chaos, I think is what you meant to say. Am I off center? Where am I trying to fix this camera here? If unload dishwasher, get groceries. We trade chores. All right, so Winnie, relax, lay down, honey. You're fine. We want to decode this. So let's go implement this. Whoops, we don't want that. So at this spot, what do we have? We have a Twitch API responsive string. So when we do post, oh, looks like we have to grab a new API token again. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I didn't know you made your own TCG. I don't know what TCG is. Yoink that over to here. Should find equal, V to the end. Sorry, chat. There we go. Should be good. Trading card game. We just have like kind of arrangements. Like she feeds the dogs. I pick up the dog shit. Yeah. Just works out well, you know? All right, so when we get here, I want to take the response and I really just want to get out the data. What? Like an adult arrangement with compromise? Sure, Yu-Gi-Oh would be hype. All right, so we're gonna do, I basically want this API right here. I want to do this. So we're gonna get the list data from the response, and this is gonna take a decoder. So this will take our message decoder, right? So that's the API I want. I never had pets either and was excited when I had a roommate that wanted to get a dog. Turns out I was even more excited to lose the dog when I lost the roommate. Oh. Was the dog just not well behaved? Pets are a lot of work. And pets are kind of like programming. This is going to be a terrible analogy, but the more work and effort you put into them, the more you get back, which is kind of just like everything in life. Like this, I don't know if you can see Winnie right here. I've had Winnie, how can I point to her? It's so hard. I'm not good at doing mirrored, whatever. I've had her since she was 8 weeks old, and I've trained her so much, and she's been with me through thick and thin. You're right, that was a terrible analogy. Yeah, I wouldn't trade her for the world. Did the music stop? There we go. I see. Yeah, I guess we don't need to say from response, right? That's redundant. So we need to update our data getters to taken decoders. Totally fair, Nix. I don't think we need this one anymore. It's probably a candidate. Probably can remove. So then this will take a decoder. How do we do this before? Let's split and go up and look at our decoders. Yeah, that's what we want there. Data decoder. And then in here, we're basically going to do, I guess we can actually, rather than deleting this, we can make this just internal. And down here, we can say data gets piped into, because that should be a string right now. Right, we can enforce that this is a string. And that would go into JSON.decode. Decoder. Data. I guess we don't even need to do that, right? Expected 2 arguments, got 1. This is data decoder. And this is data. Right. Expected type string, found type list. Oh, right, this is going to be, no. That should be string. Ah, right. Right, okay. Okay, I think we need to do JSON deserialization in this stage, which what would that mean for us? We probably need to deserialize the body here. API design is hard, chat. So it would be a lot easier if I wasn't building this to be like a publicly accessible API. Like I want this to be the Gleam Twitch client. So we should. So right now I'm hitting a problem where one, I want to make this type opaque. So step one is making this type opaque. By making this opaque means callers can't see that. I mean, maybe we just rewrite this entire response thing and not tie ourselves to the current implementation. So the problem right now is I have to map a regular Gleam HTTP response to our like wrapped Twitch API response. And I was talking about earlier, how Twitch's API gives back either a response that looks like, let me see if I can pull this up here. I can't show that one, but I can show this one, at least. It's not sensitive. So here we can see that it sends back this JSON payload that has this data and then a list. Sometimes, however, there is no data key and it's just like this raw, like this bit would be the whole response. For example, if I showed this tab, that's what it would be. Yeah, it's a single object versus a list. And I want the API I want to go for, I think is something like, if we look at chat now, I know there's a lot of windows going on here, but this is definitely the return type I want to callers. So in here, I basically just want to do this. Like, this is probably the API I want. And then that lets callers be like, the API for callers ends up looking like chat, send message, gets a client, and then the send message request, which is just the data payload that has nothing to do with HTTP stuff. So that's the API I want, and then we get back a result list of messages or a Twitch API error. So here I just want to all right, so this is definitely what we want. So let's keep that up, and then I guess maybe we just work from there to support that API. Can't you just convert everything to a list so that if data isn't there, you can just make it into a list with one item? I could, but I still need 2 decoders. The part I'm getting stuck with right now is this decoding part. So I'm trying to solve 2 problems at once. One, I want to capture the headers, the response headers, and the request headers. But maybe that's not important to send back. But it will be important for debugging. I mean, if I make this opaque, hold on, I'm having an idea. So let's say we have, let's come down under all this, and we have a, yeah, I didn't mean the request headers, I meant the response headers, which I don't need to, because this is what I end up wanting to send back to the caller, right? They don't need to care about HTTP stuff. They can get an error or they can get the data they're asking for. Which means when I map, what the hell is this song? I don't want to listen to this song. Yeah, that's probably closer to what I want. So let's just say we're going to do this. So let's just delete everything in here for now. We're going to need all this. So really, this is going to become Twitch API response. In fact, I don't even know if this needs to be data. Does this need to carry data? This will be request string, or this will be response, excuse me. or it will be I think I still want this one. All right, I need to keep myself looking at this So this needs a function, right? So pub function get list data. And this is going to take a request, which will be a Twitch API, right, not a request, this will be a response. And it's going to need a decoder, which is going to look like a data decoder. It'd be nice if I could even, I don't think I'll be able to. Where's that type? It's this thing. All right. So when we have to, I guess we have to pattern match. We can copy some more code from yeah, I guess we do have to. So like if to make this structure though, we would have already had to pattern match. Right? So we just got to get the response out. So let's write a function to get the response. HTTP get HTTP response. API response. Twitch API response. And this is going to return a response of string. And then we just say case API response. Well, I guess we can do, since it's only one, no, we do need to do that. All right, so that function's good. Okay. So our HTTP response then will be get HTTP response from response. Yeah. And now we want to decode on it, which happens as a combination of these things. So I think we want this still. Maybe we do that. We have the concept of a raw response. And then we have something like this. And then here, this is just like panic. We'll fix this up in a second. Invalid response type. To do handle. Thank you, Roasted. Super appreciate you. Roasted's like the OG here. In fact, Roasted should be a mod. I don't know why he's not a mod. Boom. Elevation to moderatorship. I think. Yeah, there we go. Roasted, were you the person that, like, on my first Twitch stream taught me about ISRC IDs? Was that you? If I recall, we met in TJ's chat when I asked you about branded types in TypeScript. I don't remember that, I'm going to be honest. But you weren't the person that taught me about ISRC IDs when I was trying to implement Levenstein distance? So we want this. I think, again, for sure. Too big brain for you? Gotcha. All right, chat. Here's a question. Should API go first or last? Should it be Twitch raw API response or should it be Twitch API raw response? And then Twitch list API response or Twitch API list response? Twitch API. Yep. I've already made up my mind. Did I at least give you a good explanation of branded types when you asked? Yeah, you put together a gist and everything. Nice. I wonder if I still have that gist. Sounds like something I would do. Foobar. Oh, here it is. 6 months ago. Seems about right. I wrote an explainer about monads. We've migrated more than that, I thought. Okay, where was it? It was this one. Brand was Zod. Throwback. Oh yeah, this is such a good example. This is a great example of branded types. What up, Davey? So this should be list. Oh, sick. I'll have to check that out. No, this doesn't feel right. What are we doing wrong here, chat? Expected type dynamic to result list of a list decode error, but instead we're getting a list of data. That is actually the type we want, I think, right? Yeah. So why does it API response? Oh, this should be data, not string. There we go. Duh. Yep, good call out everywhere. Ah, this is going to be the trick. This is the trick, chat. There's the light bulb moment. That's how we carry the response data with us. It's my birthday on Sunday. I want to go to Oysters. Yes, man. Let's do it. I've been wanting to go to Oysters for so long. We've been trying to plan this for like months. I'll put on my calendar right now. What time do you want to go? Let me make sure I don't dox anything here. I'll pull up my calendar. They open at 11. Okay. All right. So they may not be open. Do you want to go on Saturday instead? We can go on Saturday. All right. You want to go at like noon, 1 o'clock? You want to go in the afternoon? You want to go for dinner and stay out for drinks? There's also, I mean, we could stay downtown all day. Thank you for the follow, San. I'm just going to throw it in at noon until you give me a time. Make it a Zoom meeting. So in here, we have to be a little bit... How do we rewrap this in a request? Because I really just want to decode. So maybe this actually, I think we're gonna have to do this in 2 stages. Do you have a time, maybe afternoon? I can do pretty much all day, I think. You tell me a time, figure out a time and just text me, and that'll work. I already have like the entire day. I just blocked off my entire calendar for the whole day, so like whatever works for you. What up, Meta? So I think we might need to decode function Twitch. It's going to be like request response body list data list decoder, response body list decoder, right? And this is going to get this is going to take a data decoder like this. And we're going to return a list of data. But really, actually, no, that's not the right syntax. The right syntax is a decoder of list data. And then we get response body list decoder. I think we just do dynamic list dot of data decoder. And this gets a dynamic dot field data. Okay. And then a non-list decoder is going to have something like, should just be the decoder, huh? I don't even think it needs a decoder then. And if in here, this is so hard to think through. This is why I want metaprogramming, where I can just annotate this with Serde. All right, I need to look at the I just got to keep reminding myself of the API we're shooting for, which is right here. Get list data. And this is going to take a data decoder again. No. And it's going to take a request, API or response, which will be an Twitch API response of string. Or I guess of data. I don't know what this is yet. It's like a gentleman. So we need to match on this, right? Which we have that function already, right? We can say, we wrote this little helper down here. Right, okay. I'm starting to track where I was going with some of this. We're going to say let HTTP response equals get HTTP response of the API response. Sure. What does what do you return? Response a string. Okay. Okay, that's what I expected. So then we want to take that string and we want to convert it from JSON. We really want to just return like a Twitch API list response. Like theoretically I could do this, no? My brain's like not working this morning. So this is currently annotated as returning this type. A result of, really I want a result. We want to have a result of Twitch API response data, and then Twitch API error. So that's the type we want to get to. I do have the case of the Mondays. So we have to map our error. Let's just delete all this because this is just noise. So this should be a string. And now we need to, okay. We need to deserialize. So this will be let underscore JSON.decode. And this is going to get the body. And this is going to get response body list decoder. And that will get our decoder, data decoder, right? Does this give us, what does this give us? A result? Okay, that's progress. Yeah. Winnie, no. No, this still isn't what we want. Oh, this is so confusing. So our decoder Yeah, I'm really liking Gleam. Man, I cannot wrap my head around what I want to do here. I am super struggling. Okay. The API we want is right here. We just want to say, hey, I want to get list data. And here's how I decode my list data. So in order for that to happen, at this point, our response is going to be a Twitch API response of type string, right? And under the covers, like this is actually the raw. This will be Twitch API raw response, which is really just a wrapper around alias for request string. We need to, God damn it. Has it really been an hour since I refreshed that token? Might happen one more time. We'll see how fast I am right here. Yoink. Yoink. Oh, missed it. One more time. Yoink. There we go. Thank you for the follow, Gian Paul. All right, so we need to essentially take the request body string and apply the decoder to the body. So maybe we just don't even need these. Maybe we don't need these constructors at all. So maybe that's all we need. And maybe we don't even need the error response. Let's just, man. So this needs to return a result of the data or a Twitch API error. Okay, that feels closer to right. And right now we have a response string. But we have another error up here. Right, because this isn't a constructor anymore. Unknown variable. So here we just have to map it to a decode error. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Yeah, we just need to map it to a Twitch API error. Okay, so this will be here. And that's a decode error, right? Yeah. All right, so then we can just say, is that a result? Over here, we can say, we'll clean this function up here in just a second. We'll say result.map error, and this will get a request or a response decode error. There we go. Okay, that's the type we want. And now here, let's pretty this up, right? So this can be API response into get HTTP response, and then we pipe that into we should get the body. So let's say we have a pub function way to get body, and this will be an API response. Twitch API response data, I guess. And this will return data. And then we say API response maps into get HTTP response from the API response. And then we return HTTP response.body. I'm not sure how that returns a result, but okay. I think it's because I have errors down here. And we'll say get body. Aha. I think that should be data, right? There we go. All right, so down here, let's comment out that and delete the type annotation and see what we're getting inferred as here. Get body takes a, oh, we're sending it to a, yeah, okay, so there's that. And then we say get body, so we have our body, and then we're going to decode, json.decode, and this will take our, in fact, I don't even know if we need this function anymore. You can just take this and yoink that down here. do that. And then we map the error on that. And we can just copy this line. And then we can delete this whole top part. And we should see that the inferred type right here should be result list data Twitch API error. First try. Everyone saw it. It was a first try. We do need to be able to decode it to okay, I actually think we're okay here. So now if we copy the same thing, we want to do just get data. And this will be just data. And here, rather than saying dynamic list, we just pass in our decoder and do that. Okay, this is looking reasonable. So theoretically, we should be able to do, yeah, let's do get headers. And this is going to return header, a list of header. What does a response have it on it again? Should be response. Headers. Noise. So I don't know if we need this anymore. In fact, we might not even need those errors anymore. I wonder if we can just make this a response error. We'll leave it like that for now. We're gonna have to wrap up here in a minute, chat, but I wanted to see if I can get the chat API working quickly. So now we're in here, and this type checks. So that's the API we want. Like that looks pretty good. All right, so we're building. We got some sort of error somewhere, but it made the request successfully. We just didn't decode correctly. So something with this decoder I don't think worked. So let's try one thing real quick. Let's bring in IO debug quick. See if we can fix this in like 5 minutes or less. And let's debug what this is. All right, so we get our body there. So let's run that again. Oh, that's weird. I don't even see us hitting that. io.print foobar. So we're not even hitting those things. Because we're not using the new version. LOL. Okay. What is the error here? Twitch API resolve client. This is going to return a. This is going to come from v2 instead. Damn it. All right, we need the of HTTP. All right. You get an of HTTP response. So function, pub function of HTTP response. This is going to be a response that is a request of string, and this is going to return a Twitch API response of string. And we're going to go here, and then we just say Twitch API response, and this just holds our response. All right, that looks good. All right, do we have any build errors? An API response. What file is that in? These aren't important. Just a bunch of warnings. Sure. All right, chat. Let's see it. Let's go. What a way to end stream. Completely refactored our entire response type, and it just worked basically on the first try. That's the beauty of types. Okay. I will probably clean this up tomorrow and get rid of the old one and just make that v2. But wow, that was a pain in the ass. Okay. Let's commit this. Refactor API response. The pain we do to make a good API for other users. Who is there to raid today? We got Tej. I don't know who this is. Oh, this is that guy we rated last week. We'll give him a couple more days before we rate him again. We're just gonna rate TJ. See you, chat. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Have a lovely Monday. Did it actually raid? I can't tell. Are we still here? Did we raid? I don't think we raided. This is like borked. What? What? Look at this, chat. Look at this. You ready? So we're all still here right now. If I do raid and I click Tej, start raid, you're already raiding TJ. Oh, here it goes. So weird.